Excuse me. What in the world are you thinking?
Mean Gene, the first thing you need to do is to tell these people to shut up if you want to hear what I gotta say.
What up, y'all? It's KMB, the Sexy Ninja, and the place to be for a Paper Saber universe, and this is the New World Podcast, brother. And we're talking about Collision and Rampage, same night, November 17th, 2023. Yeah, I wasn't splitting these two things, especially them being back-to-back 3 hours of AEW magic. We got Tony, we got Kevin, and we got Nigel on commentary for the first 2 hours of Collision. We started off with Christian Cage with Nick Wayne and Luchasaurus. There were big matches coming up. This is the final stop before we get the Full Gear. Then we had Lexi with Ricky Starks and Big Bill, and they changed the stipulation of the Tag Team Championship match. It's a ladder match now, and I got geeked out. I was like, oh my God. All right, and our first match of the night was Miro versus Daniel Garcia. It's no secret. I don't care for Miro, but I care for Daniel Garcia, and I'm glad I stuck around to watch this match because this match was fantastic. We got some dancing. We got Daddy Magic coming out to try to stop Daniel Garcia, but Daniel Garcia fell to Miro. And then we got Lexi backstage with CJ and Andrade, and he's entered into that tournament that Bryan Danielson's part of. And he's like, wait a minute, why'd you sign me up? And CJ's like, hey, I talked to Tony, and if you win this thing, you get some money. And he's like, well, and then she talks in his ear. He's like, oh, okay. Okay, and we still have this beef between Miro because it's his wife, CJ. Yeah. Kings of the Black Throne versus the Boys. Fun, quick match. Little silly because the Boys, I love the Boys. My wife watches and she's like, are they going woohoo? Or how woohoo? I was like, yeah, they make little noises. It's awesome. So the Kings of the Black Throne win. They're part of that Fatal 4-Way now ladder match. So we have a Julia Hart, Sky Blue, Chris Statlander package, big TBS championship match, triple threat for that championship. It's gonna be dope. Then we have a number one contenders match for the TNT championship. Christian Cage brought it up earlier. He's like, hey, there's this number one contendership thing. Whoever's gonna face me is gonna face me on Rampage. That's the same night. I don't know why he just didn't do like a 3-hour Collision. But yeah, so Trent Barreta wins this thing. It's Trent Barreta versus Penta versus Brian Cage versus Commander. And this was a crazy, with these names that I yelled out loud, it's going to be a fucking dope match. But Trent Barreta got the win, and he's going to face, later on in the night, he's going to face Christian Cage. Next we have Lexi with Dawn and Hobbs. And Hobbs says, I'm black and I'm stacked. And I was like, woohoo. I think he said jacked too. So I was like, oh, adding a little personality to Hobbs, I like that. I don't like the I'm evil and beat you up, but no, they had their big match and they talked about Paul White. Paul White's out. He put Paul White's ass on that. Just bam, said he's out. So Wardlow versus Squash Gang. He comes in, it's over. Whatever, we move on. Ricky and Big Bill come out. They're gonna be ringside of this match. This match right here. Oh, I'm grabbing my notes right now. Dax Harwood versus Roosh. It was so good. So good that we really couldn't have either of these gentlemen lose, which I liked. And Ricky Starks comes in. He spears Roosh. Either or. It ended in the DQ. So, but this match was getting good, getting fantastic. I liked the ending. And then all of a sudden it just became chaos. Kings of the Black Throne, House of Black comes out. Everyone's coming out. It's just a big brawl. Then they get the security. Then it's like, oh, damn. I can't wait for Full Gear. Wheeler Yuta versus Buddy Matthews. Fun match. Buddy Matthews for the win. He's about to get crazy. He's about to beat up Wheeler Yuta with the chair. And Claudio comes out, and Claudio gets his ass out there. He's like, yo, you know what? I have a lot of problems with the House of Black, and we got a lot of problems here. So guess what, buddy? I want you at Full Gear 0 hour. So now we'll have Claudio versus Buddy Matthews at 0 hour. Then we have a John Moxley and Orange Cassidy package. You know, their feud is building, and this is going to be a huge, big brawl of a match. Lexi's with Action Andretti, then here comes Roderick Strong in the Kingdom, and Roderick's like, you are my next victim, and Action Andretti's like, I'm not a victim. So it sets up our match with that. The Outcasts versus Hikaru Shida and Chris Statlander. This actually match was actually pretty good. I actually really enjoyed this match. So, and, you know, I think overall, though, these 2 hours, like 3 hours, like this was all of this combined with the 3 hours was pretty damn good. Hikaru Shida and Chris Statlander for the win. Julia's watching on, Sky's watching on because, you know, they're going after Chris Statlander. And then Cool Hand Andrew's out there, you know, trying to get with Ruby. Like, hey, I even got your shirt on, you know? We end the last hour of Collision with MJF with Tony. Cuts a great promo. It's like yeah, you never would have thunk, huh? This guy did this. You know, I did this. I did that. You know, slim to none, you know. So he's very passionate about, he really wants his AEW championship back, and he really wants to kick the shit out of Jay White. Then in our third hour, we start Rampage. Then we have Chris Jericho join commentary with Tony and Nigel. And Chris Jericho, it was fun to have Chris Jericho on. I do like his commentary. We started off with a TNT Championship match. We got Christian Cage versus Trent Beretta. Awesome match. Christian Cage for the win. Christian Cage, though, when he cuts promos, especially at the starting of the show of Collision, this man is ruthless, going after Ric Flair. And just Christian Cage is on another level on that mic. Like, he is on a whole nother level and telling Adam, like, yo, you know, you were sheltered. You were the golden boy, and I had to fight and claw my way up to the top. And now I'm at the top, and you're here? Fuck you. Then we have Toni Storm versus Emi Sakura. Toni Storm for the win. She's got a big one. I got a good feeling, though, she's going to get that championship back. Then this kind of was the only thing that kind of made me mad because I already saw it beforehand before I watched the show. Renee's with Eddie Kingston, and they were told when Jay Lethal, you know, no fisticuffs, no nothing, no fights. They have to leave each other alone. But Sanjay, Jeff Jarrett, Singh, Karen, they're all out there. And, you know, Jay Lethal issues a challenge for the Ring of Honor Championship at Full Gear. I think that should have been Final Battle. That should have been the Final Battle main event. That is a main event worthy fucking match. Eddie Kingston versus Jay Lethal for the Ring of Honor Championship. Yeah, it's gold. But no, we're going to waste it on a 0 hour, and I bet you $1 that Eddie Kingston's going to fucking win that. So I was a little disappointed there. But then, like, Ortiz comes in the picture, and he just looks at Eddie, and Eddie's like, oh, what's up? And then we just cut away. And then we have Roderick Strong versus Action Andretti in the main event. Crazy, scary Spanish fly botch, man. I thought Roderick was fucking dead. Oh, my God. I got so scared. I was like, oh, God, is he okay? Is he okay? No, he got up, and that crowd started chanting, next strong, next strong. I started chanting next strong. Oh, but that was fucking crazy scary, man. And after this match, after Roderick wins, you know, I was like, oh, okay, well, we still got some time left on this show. Renee's with Jay White backstage. They're doing an interview just like they did with MJF at the end of Collision and now at the end of the Rampage hour. But this time MJF attacks. I get so fucking excited. I'm like, oh, fuck it. Get the championship back. Boom, he starts beating. Here comes Juice Robinson. They get locked in a room. Juice Robinson's about to get his head taken off by a TV. MJF is pissed. He chases after Jay all the way outside to the ring. And it's just this chaos, and he's beating the shit out of him and everything like that. Oh, my God. It was just like, get his belt back. And he finally got it back. He was about to hit Jay, but then here comes the guns and everything and the numbers game, and Jay got his championship back. I was like, fuck. I wanted MJF to walk into Full Gear with his championship. Oh, God damn it. But to end the show, Samoa Joe comes out, and he comes out in full force, and then he gets, you know, clears the ring. Bullet Club Gold's like, oh, shit. And then he goes, huh? And then MJF shakes his hand. So MJF and Samoa Joe will defend the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships at Full Gear against the Guns. The Guns don't like that. Joe's here, but the stipulation is he owes Joe. He owes Joe. Oh, man. But Juice, though, that scene where, like, when Jay busts into the room and MJF's holding that TV and Jay's all bloody and stuff. Juice is all bloody and stuff. Juicy Juice, you know. So, overall, I got to say, even though it was 3 hours of Collision and then I had 2 hours of SmackDown, 5 hours of pro wrestling here, I feel good. I think I should tell my therapist, like, hey, I don't need you. I got AEW and WWE filling my time. Then I got a pay-per-view next. So, I honestly, everything just with Rampage and Collision combined, I give the whole 3 hours a solid 5 out of 5. It was definitely a driving point to get us to Full Gear and get me excited, and it got me excited. Everything after that ending with MJF and everything, I was like, get the championship back, but now I'm going to be rooting more for MJF, even though I'm already rooting for him. This was a great fucking show. The great shows, if you want to call it that. 5 out of 5 for both. The whole thing combined, I had a really good time. And my match of the night was Dax Harwood versus Roosh. Because I fucking love Roosh. When he came on, I told my wife, I was like, you see him? That's a star. That's a fucking star right there. So, all right, y'all. Tell me what you thought of both shows. Drop those comments below. Hit that like. Hit that subscribe. Are you excited for Full Gear like I am? I am very excited. And remember, share with your grandma, share with your grandpa, share with the bum down at Walmart. Go to ProWrestlingTees.com/New World Podcast and get yourself that sweet nWp logo created by Penta X. And remember that the New World Podcast is for life, brother.
Oh! And it's already over.
My God, I don't think I've ever seen Wardlow connect with a swanton bomb.